to be a clone of Oprah. Because, see, think about it. The original experiments started with animals, and one of the things that they continuously notated each and every time was each time they cloned the cells and DNA of these animals, none of them were the same. They didn't
Right.
have the same colors, they didn't have the same eyes, they didn't have the same personalities. They were always still different. But when you look at the clones of the elites too, and those in Hollywood, same thing, but they just have a lot of similarities that line up that they're clones, personalities and stuff, like just a variety of things. And if you really think about it, Candace Owens does look an awful lot like her.
Yeah, but there's so much on there. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I could see like characteristics. In fact, I was even looking at something with Candace and Oprah actually like feuding and going back and forth about some things. Um,
Your
I don't
clone
know.
doesn't
I
have to
feel
like
like
you
that's.
either.
I don't know. I think. I don't know.
Your clone doesn't have to like you.
No, it does. But I think I don't know. I think that one's a little
but
just
but
because of I don't know. I don't know that one there. I don't know.
Oprah, they also have Oprah, another
It's
clone
a
of
good
Oprah
one
being
though.
a
If
man.
that's true, that's a good one. I mean,
Yeah. So, okay, the Illuminati sign and the what's it called? Bath. I can't say that word. It's satanic though. The Baphomet head statue. Did I say that right?
I need to know what you're talking about.
Well,
I'm
I'm gonna show you.
because I didn't see any of your pictures. I wasn't in there,
That's okay.
so I'm not sure quite where you're at right now.
So
Hey,
we're talking
Chrissy,
about
honey.
Doctor. We're talking about the signs of Doctor Phil being satanic, an elite, a child trafficker, and
Right, right,
okay.
right,
So this is Doctor Phil's studio,
right.
and then here's the statue right here,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
being a part of the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else I was showing. Hi, True Chrissy. And that's okay. I know. Johnny's kind of a pain in the butt, isn't he? She
It's
can't be up here
okay,
because
Chrissy. I'm
she
a
got
mess
Johnny.
tonight, but we show.
And that's okay. Even Stone's busy with some friends tonight. So,
That's
okay,
okay.
this is what I had, Lisa. So he's looking through a magnifying glass on this one. He's doing this signs right here with his fingers,
Uh huh.
and then right here, and then right here, which is a pedo sign. And then I'm sure
Also,
this
I
is
think
something
about
too.
all the studies that Dr. Phil has been involved with. Like all the he was involved in so much prior to even coming to TV, and so I mean, like all this stuff is so believable. And if you really look, like Black Eye Club, True
Is that a
Chris's.
thing? Because I thought that was the humiliation ritual, or is that just not? Or is that something different?
I don't know because that was not the infer. He's definitely involved. That's how
Yeah.
the Black Eye Club. Oh, okay. Hold on.
He's holding a remote there, but still, that's the sign. But this was a very common sign because they were showing it with the important men, like the elites, constantly making that sign, especially those in politics and constantly being photographed, like that sign right there. And
So,
I forget what they
so
said
the
it meant.
Black Eye Club. Um, just to be clear here, for anybody that's not, because I wasn't, because I was looking at this. So the Black Eye Club is a popular conspiracy theory centered on the idea that celebrities, politicians, and other high-profile figures who appear in public with a black eye have undergone um, a secret initiation ritual or been marked by a shadowy elite. Initiation rituals proponents suggest that the injury, often especially of the left eye, is a badge of honor or a sign of an initiation ritual into the elite secret society, sometimes linked into the Illuminati or the New World Order.
Okay,
And
so it was kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And says more fringe versions of the theory involve outlandish claims such as alien parasites or harvesting of the adrenochrome. Um, and then the theorists often link the black eyes to the ancient mythology such as Eye of Horus or the Odin sacrifice of the eyes for wisdom.
I just moved our images. I'm sorry because it looked weird because it looked like I was Oprah and you were Dr. Phil. I didn't like that. I did not like that one bit.
Oh
Because
gosh.
if you see, this is what I had it as originally. And I'm like, oh,
Oh
wait, no,
yeah.
that looks bad.
No, I don't
Let's
need to
move
be
that.
big either. Um,
So, yeah.
Now, there also is, did you guys know, the Black Eye Campaign was a 2013 initiative by the U.S. Air Force to raise awareness for domestic violence. Did you know that? So that's kind of odd to add those to, like, to
Interesting.
have the same name, right?
Yeah, because that's like so contradictory. I don't.
Right. I mean, that's like, yeah. So, anyway, okay.
I don't know how to take that exactly.
Yeah. So,
So
that's weird.
Lynn Wood posted text messages. Uh, Dr. Phil McGraw reveals why he sends Oprah Winfrey thank you letters every year. I've done it every year for 25 or 26 years. So why would he be thanking Oprah other than for giving him his show?
Okay. I've got some information on the show. Um,
They're two completely different TV personalities. They don't
Well, I think
even
it's
do
a
this.
scratch your back. I owe you one because of. I mean, I think there's more to it, but this is gonna be like this is like what their headline is,
Yeah.
right? Because of let me get the exact so I'm not with the mad cow incident.
Mm-hmm.
And see, because Dr. Phil, before he got on TV, he was big into like being like a he dealt in the court system. He worked, but he also worked in like the child system and stuff. But he did a lot of like court work,
Right. Yep.
which was very interesting. How he
Yeah, I have that somewhere. Hold on. I saved that too.
but basically when Texas, let's see here. I just want to get the year straight. Okay, so the lawsuit there was called the Mad Cow Trial, which was centered in 1996 on an episode of Oprah Winfrey and Dangerous Foods. So during the segment, a guest and animal rights activist Howard Lemon discussed potential BSE or mad cow disease. Okay, that's their okay. All right, so now listen. So the mad cow disease was to spread all through the U.S. through practice of feeding cattle, like byproducts.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Dr. Phil's role was as a trial consultant. Phil prepared Oprah for the 6-week trial in Amarillo,
Right.
used
They
as a
met
mock
in.
trial.
Yeah. They met in the
So
courtroom. Yeah.
right. So that's basically because Oprah was being sued by the Texas like rant. Let's see who exactly
Right.
the Texas cattlemen because Oprah got up and really like slammed about the mad cow. Basically, they said that she did like the big beef
Mm-hmm.
crash for like ever
Yeah.
because of her platform and what she did. So they were suing her, but basically defamation, different
Right.
things. So here comes in Dr. Phil and rescues her and basically like signs for her like getting off of it. I mean,
Right.
he basically sets everything up. So,
I remember
she
reading
could
about
be
it a
just,
couple months
so
ago.
nice to get him a position.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Oprah was so impressed with McGraw's get real strategy and support during the high stress trial. So she began having him on the show regular, and I can remember that. And
Mm-hmm.
then basically their partnership eventually led to 2002 when he launched with Harpo Studios and got his own show. So yeah, so that's how they met was in the courtrooms.
Right.
and the do the whole mad cow thing, because he's from Texas. So you got here 5.
Yeah,
What does that
I
say?
remember
How much she's
3,000 million, which doesn't make
3,000
sense.
million.
I guess whoever
Mississippi.
made this didn't know entirely what she was worth, I
Yeah,
guess.
and he's out of Oklahoma. I thought he was out of Texas. Either way, though, that's okay. Emotional interview moment.
Well,
in the episode.
just because he was born there doesn't mean he's from there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got 2 children, and they've all kind of like wrote books and done things, kind of after him, and they've like done organizations after.
Right.
All right, so where are we going to now with them?
Okay, so that was part of the history of those 2. Let's see. I've got other things. Okay. You're fine. You can have your camera on if you want. More Lynn posting that Dr. Phil is the devil. There's one that they posted too, that Dr. Phil, the abuse allegations at Turnabout Ranch, explained about how he was also a trafficker like Epstein with a ranch. He had his own ranch to traffic.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Linwood says, given the amount of time he has spent recently with them, I wonder if President Trump has ever discussed with Elon Muskrat that Dr. Phil the Vernon
Muskrat.
I know. Dr. Phil the Vernon Unsworth psyop run against me in the 1219 rigged jury trial in LA in the case of Unsworth versus Muskrat. What do you think? I don't know what that means. I would have to look into that more, but it did catch my attention because he also hashtagged in child trafficking with that. So I imagine that has something to do with it.
Now his is called
Hi, Trouble Puffs. Welcome in.
Now I was looking where there's episodes also where the actual Dr. Phil show was sued. There was one with Hannah Archuleta who was suing Utah's Turnabout Ranch, which Phil is.
Yeah, right here. I see it right here, actually.
Yeah.
I can
And
share it.
she says she was punished reporting assaults of male employees there when she was 17. So you got to remember, Phil is located is with all these different wilderness places, that he sends children to, things of of that nature.
Right.
So that's a whole,
which is something
dig.
that Oprah also had, by the way, in Africa, and we're gonna get to that one too because there's controversy with that. I agree. He does refuse to acknowledge or apologize about the ranch and stuff. So this actually has a link right here, and I kind of want to check it out and see if that video pops up. I didn't look before, because I just got this right before our live.
Okay.
So I'm kind of curious if this will say anything, because sometimes with old text messages that are screenshot and posted, the links in them can be, anywhere. Like videos can be taken down and everything. So I'm going to try it real quick if you want to continue speaking while I do that.
All right, let's see here. I was trying to see how many, because I feel like the Turnabout Ranch had a few issues over there, but Yeah, because see, there's two lawsuits claimed the retaliation. Archuleta was forced to clean up horse manure, walk over 6 hours, sleep on the plank without a pillow, and work outside in below freezing temperatures. These were in addition to verbal abuse, threats of physical violence, and humiliation in group settings. She wrote to her family about what happened, and her father claimed came to Utah. So these are in Utah. Took her out of the program and reported sexual assault to the local sheriff's office. Archuleta previously filed a lawsuit with similar claims against the school, which were dismissed due to procedural issues. But the judge ruled that she could file a new lawsuit. So in 2019, she had, at 17, she was getting help for suicidal ideations and drug problems. Said the legal complaint said she was taken directly from the show to the ranch in Utah with transportation that was arranged by the show's staff. Her parents were asked to quickly sign paperwork at the time, which lawsuit alleges they were not given time to review. That's interesting, isn't it? The lawsuit filed California against McGraw. The show, CBS, and related organizations claims the show and people involved in the misrepresentation of the ranch to Archuleta and her family. And like I said, Dr. Phil, Gerald, they tried to talk to a spokesman, and he wasn't responding. He did issue one statement saying parents chose to seek treatment at the ranch after the TV appearance. None of the defendants in the case had anything to do with the program at the facility. So basically, these people. So I feel like that a lot of this happens, and you'll find these over and over. Allegedly with him was he would get these people on and then, like I said, they would tell their stories. These were vulnerable children, and then they would, like I said, if you're willing to go right now, you know what I mean? And then bam, they're gone. Like she said, went straight from the show to the place. They're signing paperwork they don't know, which that means they are covering their ass so much, and that's going into the ranches. These were not like. Now I know Dr. Phil has, I think, his own personal organization ones I'd have to look more into, but he was so co-signed with so many of these little wilderness camps that had so many different allegations, and I just feel that it stems back to everything. When we talked about, I don't think I talked about it here, but I know that True Chrissy has talked about different camps. If you watch the program, the wilderness camps, guys, please never put your kids in anything like that. Paris Hilton has spoke out, on out in Provo, those type of camps. These were the type of places that they were being sent to.
I'm so glad I didn't do that with my kids.
Oh my goodness, my face is so red. I gotta put something on it.
Because I had considered sending my oldest, but then I was
really?
like, no, he doesn't need all that. He's got a country boy stepdaddy that he can learn all that help from.
And they show you this. Way of there's a lot of people there's single moms or grandparents raising, and they're doing, and these people it's such a sick world out there, and to look in these places after you watch the program, you'll just see, it's being more exposed now. The lids are coming off of everybody.
Right.
And I apologize to not having all. I thought we all four were going to be up here, so we are a little unorganized, and I apologize for that because I do take this stuff very seriously, and definitely when we're nailing them to the cross. So I do apologize, Trixie, for not having all my info as well.
No, together. You are good. I am actually trying to get this video to play. I'm wondering if I have to download Telegram to get it to play.
Interesting I did find thing it as well while you're doing that. I actually sent this over to Trixie, talking about Oprah. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
Kitty Kelly wrote a book about Oprah.
I have
And
something
it
on that,
was
by the way.
her own like biography, but not approved by Oprah. Okay, but now remind you, she did not get a lawsuit or anything, by it. And
Mm-hmm.
but what I'd sent over to Trixie was, I find it interesting that Oprah wanted to build an orphanage over in Africa to help the children. First, what about the children? Here's what I want to know about, okay? Um, but that's a kind of another story. But the reason that I say that is a lot of times people do that. They are big for compassionate for children and for learning. And if you can help wherever, then good. She has enough money to put up an orphanage in every freaking country ever. And but I
Yeah, what
find
I've
it
got.
interesting that, for you guys don't know, Oprah says she lost a child when she was 14 years old. Okay? It says after the loss of her infant child at 14, Oprah did not want more children. And Oprah says this in the 2017 interview with Vanity Fair. She explains, "I didn't want babies. I wouldn't have been a good mom for babies." So I'm like, what happened to the baby then? You know what I mean? Like, what was the means of when she was 14? Like, what happened? How did she lose
I
the baby?
I feel like I read what happened to the baby, but it's not coming to me.
And she said, "I
Um,
don't have patience." She said, "I don't want." She says, "I wouldn't be a good mom for babies, and I don't have patience. I have patience for puppies, but that's a quick stage." So, but yet, like, your passion is to help all these young children, and it's like, what do you
right.
just want to like
She's
profit
just
from
a
them
it's
and
just a
look like
personality for her.
do what?
It's just a TV personality. That's all.
Exactly, and
She's
that is
paid
the
to
so
shut up and
scary.
tolerate, even though you and I both know they don't.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
So I thought that that was also interesting because people say, "Well, how do you start getting these like vibes on
I
people
don't
or looking at people?" And it's little things like that that they tell on their cell.
I don't want to link my
People are like, "Look at how she puts her
phone to
makeup on while she
that.
talks."
Okay, I think I might have
This is Misha,
this.
by
I
the
don't
way.
know.
Anybody wondering, it's the best BB cream. It's lightweight, covers your blemishes.
Okay, I downloaded Telegram desktop. I'm hitting view and channel, and it's telling me I have to link my device to my desktop. No, not doing that. We can live without that video if that's the case.
All right.
Um, I just thought it would be interesting to see if there was something on there. So, what I had actually found, Lisa,
Okay.
is Kit Kelly had 8 allegations, or top 8 allegations of Oprah.
Uh huh.
So, I thought I'd go over this with you
Yeah,
guys.
let's go over them.
So, Kit Kelly, this is an old article from 2010 actually. So, Kate, yeah, I don't understand Telegram either. I think it's just a fraudulent application, but I was willing to try it simply for that video because an attorney was, posting it in a text message. So I figured, okay, maybe it's a legit video and it's something we could see.
I agree, Choco
Um,
Puffs.
Kitty Kelly, the celebrity biographer who spilled secrets on Frank Sinatra and George W. Bush, has unleashed a new tell all about Oprah Winfrey. Despite Oprah's self scrutiny habit, one critic calls her simultaneously secretive and overexposed. Kelly claims to have unearthed arresting new details. Oprah's reps have not responded to any of the allegations in Kelly's book. Here are some of the more notable claims. Number one, Kelly claims Oprah's mom doesn't have her cell phone number. The tell-all portrays Oprah's family relationships as distant, alleging that the privacy-hungry host forces her mom to schedule conversations in advance through an assistant. Vernon Winfrey, a stepfather figure who reportedly helped raise Oprah, is quoted as saying, she may be admired by the world, but I know the truth. Whatever that means. Uh-oh, our pictures are back to being on Oprah and
Yeah,
Dr. Phil.
I was gonna say I didn't want to interrupt you though.
I moved it.
There's definitely drugs involved. You know, Oprah had a drug problem.
Actually, interesting enough, and before we move on to number 2, I want to show you this. Ancestry says Oprah's dead. Okay, this is going to be fun to watch because I saw this and I'm like, what? Ancestry posted this? So let me show this. It is a 35-second video. There's no audio, so. Let me see. Where is it? Aha, okay. It wasn't showing up on my list of things to click and share, but now it is. Here we go. Check this out. Oh, it's going by so fast. Multiple Oprah Gail Winfreys, and it's all her. And they're given different times the same date that she was dead in 2003.
Yeah, what is it?
And then one in 2020, one in 2018. One in 1954. Or a few in 1954. Isn't that insane?
Public and photo scan documents.
I know it went fast. I didn't do that. That was a video that I screen recorded. If you want, I can play it again.
No, I mean, you can play it again, but that one, I was looking at her dates, if they're keeping her same birth dates. 29, yeah, January 29th. That's the same
1954 it looks like.
Yeah, it's all saying the same date of birth.
That one's 29th, January 29th.
Yeah, they're all January 29th.
Oh, are they? I guess I
Yeah, they're all 29, but her years of death are changing. Now, where is that pulled from? Ancestry?
Somebody had posted it, and they had screen recorded everything that was on Ancestry that's showing 5,651 results.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I know there's a conspiracy that in Gitmo, she was hung with the Clintons and Obamas. And Tom Hanks. I have barely looked at that. I went on the dark web briefly to look into that. I'm still not finding evidence that corroborates with that because they claim there's video proof. So I went to the dark web to find it. And until I see something that's proof, I don't believe that list is true. I want to believe it, trust me. But I can't at the moment. Because it makes me look like a mad woman.
And so, I had wrote Trixie because I was looking at things and everything, and this is why it's even more scary because Oprah is so powerful with the elite. Dr. Phil is not as powerful as she is.
She's more powerful than Ellen.
One. Do what?
She's more powerful than Ellen, and Ellen's pretty powerful.
Yeah. I feel Oprah is pretty high up there, and everything that I had been searching on Oprah on different things, like the four of us, because there's four of us up here. So, like Chrissy is like, everybody kind of has their forte of what they're really good in. So I was more or less focusing on how Dr. Phil and her got together, how it all started, because I knew there had to be like a scratch each other back kind of thing
Yeah.
and stuff. But I was looking on different things, and then I know like they do the clones and all that. That's more their forte, right?
Yeah.
So I like to look at like the controversies and things like that, and because Chrissy and Trixie and Stone, like, you guys are really good at all the cloning information and the stuff that's really extreme. I'm not as good at as y'all are. But
So
everything, guys, that like is anything controversy with her, when I tell you, they try to scrub everything. Anything that it starts pointing and you start going down rabbit holes gets debunked. Everything. I mean, if I found something like the talking about her with QAnon followers who were looking into okay, I'll go one right up here.
I'd like to
All
I'd like
right.
to add to that
Go ahead.
without and I'm not going to change the subject or anything. This
No,
is
it's
just an
okay. Go
added.
ahead.
So that being said, right now we have several books in the Bible that were never put in that should have been, but they're part of the Ethiopian Bible, and they were hidden away. The Dead Sea Scrolls, with the Vatican and things like that. Well,
Uh-huh.
I have been working on translating and transcribing to the best of my abilities with very little knowledge the
Uh-huh.
uh, the three books of Maccabean. And so far, I've got the first one transcribed into a manuscript of what I believe it's saying. And I think I did an okay job. And what I will say is, so far, on the first two chapters that I have read and recorded before I release them, it is telling all of this. This has been going on for centuries. What we have seen from Epstein and these elites, Oprah and Dr. Phil, and their, trafficking and their
Uh-huh.
ranches and stuff and their child sacrificing. It is in this Bible, and it is reading that story word for word. It starts just in chapter 1 directly. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to be dropping those chapters every day.
That's good. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? It feels like the right direction right now for the
Uh-huh.
channel to
Right.
hear these and to better understand what it is we're looking at. When everybody says this is a conspiracy theory, bring your receipts to prove them as fact.
Right.
And that's what we want to do. We want to try and prove these conspiracies as fact and not leave them being labeled as conspiracy theories because we know they're true. Something
Right.
behind them has truth. Now, somebody might be stretching it, but that's the point. We want to set the record straight, but we also want to prove it.
Right.
And I think reading those manuscripts and translating those will give us that understanding that we really need with all of this because we're watching all of this unfold right before our eyes, and it's some scary shit.
And it's so extreme that you don't, and it's hard to do these type of shows because people are so quick to debunk you. You're crazy. When
Yep.
you talk about
And those
these
are the
type of
ones that don't want to
things,
believe it. They don't want to see the
right,
truth.
right.
They want
So
to
I
stay
think you're
asleep.
exactly right. Um,
I will be the first to say if you've had any of the COVID vaccines or boosters, please do everything in your power to cleanse that shit out of your blood. Get it out of you. Wake
yeah.
up. Stay awake. The end is near. This is what it's talking about is prophecy, and this is all part of it. And it's scary, and it's about to get scarier.
Yeah. Um,
Sorry, go
it
ahead. I did
definitely is.
not mean
In
to change
fact,
the subject.
speaking of that, there was
Yeah.
actually this certificate I had seen today, and it said, "Congratulations to the 6 years of the ones that didn't get." I said it's like a certificate.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was made. I don't know if there's anything behind, like left behind, or just made, fun or whatever. I didn't go that deep into it, but I had sent it over to my son, and I was just like, And I actually had a reflection on that today. It's so weird you brought that up. My son, he did not get the vax at all. He was in college at the
Yeah.
time, and not once did he even blink. At the time, he was studying engineering, so he was already
Jeez.
working with a lot of scientists up there, engineers, and just the science, just the math behind it of the odds of getting it, the odds of it actually killing you, the odds, like the math behind it. He was just like, but you know what my son said to me, and this isn't if you got it, you're bad. If you didn't, or nothing. He just said, you know what, um, God made me, and with antibodies, and I'm going to just put. He just put it in God's hands, and when I tell you that my son walked through COVID like COVID did not even exist, like the and he's not a naive person or doesn't believe like non-vaxxer. He's not like that,
Right.
but he just his whole time, and I think back now, just like how strong he was, and like you couldn't bend him. There was nothing you could say, and he doesn't even go that deep into stuff. He's a very like black and
Yeah.
white type of person, and that
Mm-hmm.
came into it. He was just like, no, I no, that doesn't make sense, and I'm not going to stand 6 feet because promise you, if it's going to get me, it's going to need more than 6 feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, um, but I mean, he wasn't saying it to be like rude, and he respected anybody that did it. Many of his friends, or family, like he wasn't like that. It was just his personal. So he wasn't like one of these people that were like, oh, you got the vax. Like, what's wrong with you? He wasn't like
Yeah,
that.
I don't do that either.
Yeah, you
I
can't,
my basic philosophy on it is always follow your instinct. If you feel
Right.
that that was the right decision for you, okay, that was the right decision for you because that's what you feel.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell you how to feel, right?
My
But
storyline, my story on the vax, and we'll keep moving, and maybe others can relate. I 100% did not want the vax.
right,
I did not want it. I
they
did
forced
not
it on a
trust
lot of
it.
us.
Um, I did not, so at the time I was living here with my mom and dad. My mom that's when she was diagnosed with dementia. Okay. And my mom and my dad were like, definitely want to get it. They were like feared, mongered, and which I'm surprised because my dad is military. But anyway, it's a whole other thing. But it was more about his wife. And the thing was, my mom had dementia, and all he kept thinking is if she gets sick, we can't be with her in the hospital. She has dementia, and that will be the end of everything. You know what I mean? Like, all I know is he was just wanting to keep her safe. And he just
Yeah,
kept driving it in to just get it. So I went and did one, and then I didn't go back. I didn't
I
go
wouldn't.
back.
Yeah,
I didn't.
it's
But
deadly.
my son, he says, Mom, I can remember you. And I was in the garage crying when my son came to visit. And I was like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go get the second one. I don't want, like, this is wrong. And I'm only doing it. I said, I feel so pressured by my dad. And my dad is not like one of these people ever. But it was kind of like, it was such a mind, like a true test of faith. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
I
let's put
feel
it
like,
this
I
way.
really think it was.
What you're
And,
describing is exactly like Epstein's little pattern, right? Where he had these girls brought to him and they had to bring girls and then they
uh
had to
huh.
bring girls. It's like that. That's
Right.
all this was. Except for they victimized us in a different way.
Right.
Same thing, same exact pattern, but different tactic.
Yeah.
Different storyline. That's all it came down to. It's
So,
it's control. It's manipulation. They wanted to put us to sleep. They wanted to also unalive a lot of us. They
yeah.
want power and control. That's all it boils down to. And they want us to be sterile.
Uh huh.
They're really banking on this whole we can create an army of these clones through a lab with just
Right.
DNA. We don't need to have, you know, intercourse to do it anymore. But
And then
anywho,
you had all these people on celebrities, and everybody was really promoting it. People that were highly respected, supposedly, and it's just so much. I mean, what we've all gone through in the last, like, I feel like, I know my situation, ever since COVID has happened, like, nothing's ever gone back the same in my lifestyle, far
Nope.
as, because that's
It's
my
caused a
mom's.
lot of depression and obesity in a lot of people,
Yes,
and
it,
even
it
death.
has. And,
It's worse than ever.
yeah, it is. And everybody the way they feel. So and we think about our medical staff, people that had to get it, or they didn't have a job. They were forced. I mean, it was absolutely awful, awful in that. And I know we're getting off topic, and tonight I feel like we've kind of had to throw in things. So
That's okay. I placed a warning on a
and
community
I feel bad
post.
because you do amazing stuff, and I don't ever like to it. You know what I mean? And I have so many wonderful topics, and I don't want to ever cut you off. And I know we have, and it's like,
No,
because I
and
know
that's
tonight
okay. And that's,
I didn't want us to
yeah.
reschedule.
And that's something we can have our one-on-ones on and
Right.
post for sure. Well, with that being said, we can go ahead and get back to this Kitty Kelly
Okay, go
post.
ahead. Go ahead.
So number 2, Kelly says Oprah is asexual. Kelly throws cold water on speculation that Oprah and her best friend Gayle King are lovers, which there's no proof of that so far,
Right.
saying she discovered no foundation for it. Kelly told USA Today she thinks Oprah is just asexual,
And Oprah
which,
denies it in the Barbara Walters, by the way. She says that her and Gayle King are not. And it does sound like she's asexual.
I
So,
mean, a
but go
lot
ahead.
of women in Hollywood became asexual, and gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Number 3, she's asexual, right? But yet she had an affair with John Tesh, according to this. So which is it? Because
There's
you can't have
another one
both.
too.
There's
I
more.
can't.
Yeah, there's
Go
more.
ahead. Yeah.
Kelly alleges that Oprah was briefly involved with New Age musician and former Entertainment Tonight host John Tesh in the 1970s, but that Tesh couldn't handle being in an interracial relationship. Tesh has since confirmed an affair but said no more. So here's a good one.
Uh huh.
Number 4, her employees call her Mary. Kelly alleges that Oprah makes each of her employees sign a confidentiality agreement, requiring them to refer to her in public as Mary, in case strangers are eavesdropping. Kelly further alleges that Gayle King calls Oprah by the affectionate nickname Negro, while Oprah calls King Blackie.
That's their terms of endearment for each other.
I guess so. So here's a juicy one. Number 5, Oprah's family questions her molestation claims. Kelly says relatives doubt Oprah's admission and that she was continually molested between the ages of 9 and 14. Kelly quotes Winfrey's cousin Catherine Esther saying, "No one in the family believes her stories of SA. But now that she's so rich and powerful, everyone is afraid to contradict her." The New Yorker notes that Esther's may bear a grudge that stems from Oprah's failure to help her publicize a memoir. Which, it's getting pretty good. All right,
Yeah.
we have a few more left. Number 6, she allegedly failed to show restraint in the presence of pecan pies. Though Oprah has recounted her weight problems to her audience, often in meticulous detail, Kelly proudly claims to have uncovered the media mogul's comfort food of choice, sour cream potato chips. Or, excuse me, sour cream potatoes, ding dongs, and fried chicken. Oprah also enjoys pecan pies. I'm sorry, that's distracting me. Because if you remember, and I really hate bringing up Gypsy Rose Blanchard, we all know this, but
To bring it.
the pecan,
Uh huh.
you remember that little trip me up? That was a sexual word that she was using in her videos to Nicholas. Go to John.
I
Pecan.
forgot about that.
Yeah, but if you pay
And then
attention to these elites and stuff when they're talking about Pizzagate and stuff like that, they use pecan a lot. I've noticed just the word pecan
I say pecan.
or
Who
pecan, yeah,
says
whichever.
pecan? Say one. Put a one. Who says pecan?
I say pecan
I say
because
pecan.
I'm from Missouri. And then of course, True Chrissy needs to jump in on this. Hi, Shorty Pie. Um, oh no, she used it in her book. I'm sorry. Yes, Shorty Pie. Thank you.
Thank you,
It
Shorty
was in her
Pie.
book, not videos. My apologies. Thank you for correcting me on that. That is right. I knew it was from somewhere, and Gypsy was hyper focused on that.
We have
Not to
choose.
change
Did
the
I
subject
say
to Gypsy.
choose to pecan or choose or pecan? I forgot which one I told them.
Pecan is
Pecan.
number
Y'all say
2.
pecan?
Yeah, we don't say pecan over here.
I say pecan.
Must be a coast thing, Lisa.
So it must be a southern thing. I don't know. I don't know. I knew some people out, and so we used to have this debate a lot on it was pecan or pecan.
Yeah. So, sour cream potatoes, ding dongs, and fried chicken. Oprah also enjoys pecan pies. Kelly alleges that she once ordered 2 from a hotel room service and ate both immediately. Number 7, Oprah is not always low maintenance. Predictably, well, who is in Hollywood? Kelly fires off a series of diva behavior claims alleging that Oprah refers to herself in the third person. Oprah doesn't walk, she is quoted saying, makes an aide kneel to put on her boots each day, and when flying, asks employees to pop bags of popcorn to uncover the smell of plane fuel, which she hates. That's a little strange.
Do what? So when she's on the plane, do what? When she's on a private plane?
She asks the employees to pop bags of popcorn to cover the smell of plane fuel.
Listen, you know what? These people are something. Like they have I mean, they're just.
I'm over here
Could you
just
imagine
cackling over
working
it.
for these people? No way. I couldn't.
I'm actually, I tell you what, I'm really surprised, and I'm not racist or anything, but I'm just going to point this out, okay? I'm going to point out the elephant in the room here. Oprah became famous when? Somewhere in the 70s, 80s, 90s? Which one? Or was it early 2000s?
So Oprah first was a radio host, and then so when did Oprah really get famous? Oprah really got famous, I would say. Okay, it started with Donahue was on. She was on. I'm trying to think
I was
without
born
looking it up.
1990, but I feel like she was on TV around then.
Yeah, it was. I would say the 80s. Yeah,
80,
I
like
would say
Kathleen says.
80s.
So I'm going to point the elephant out here in the room. Back then, black women were frowned upon in the workforce, especially publicly like that. So I'm really surprised she got away with diva behavior.
Yeah, I don't think that all that happened right away. I
Yeah.
think that
Well,
like when it became Harpo Studios.
if you look at her older stuff, she has a very strong personality. Like, and I'm talking old stuff. She has a very strong personality, so you can see it even before her fame really took off.
I could see her always, like, you know what, Kathleen? I could see her always being that bitch type, and then just
Well,
as money came, it just got more extreme, like, more extreme things.
especially back in those days, African American women have always had very strong personalities, and they've always been very forward and blunt. They come off on the defensive side always. But I think they're just deemed as strong women, in my opinion. I've always felt they have strong personalities, and I actually always loved them that way. I like a fiery personality.
Yeah,
Somebody who knows what they want in a
that's
direct.
definitely a great topic because in one manner they feel they've always had to have that extra strong, and
Yeah.
then they're trying to ride the line of not being always looked at as the mad black
Yeah.
woman because they get in that quotes they get in that window, and that's, they don't want to be looked at like, they just want to be looked at as I'm strong and I'm equal. And it,
Yeah.
there was such for a long time that, if they showed any kind of dominance or any type of
Mm-hmm.
strength, that they were this, mad black woman,
Right.
so it was very hard for them to ride in that line, um and that was a
Yeah.
struggle. And Oprah was, one of the first to like really have that the big talk show, and
Mm-hmm.
um to be, and people were, it was so easy to blind. And you know what? She was in the position to set such a great example and help so many other, um, black women up and coming. And uh, why the more she gained, the evil she got. It's like, I,
Well,
I don't understand that.
I'm gonna
I
address
don't.
that. I'm gonna address that, but I'm also gonna address these comments real quick too.
She sure did, Shorty Pie.
So I never cared for Oprah. I've never actually really
I haven't
watched her. I've
either.
watched some clips of her recently during this research, and that's it. Before that,
Uh
I
huh.
never really liked Oprah. I do like women who have those fiery personalities, like
I do
Oprah,
too.
though. That was just an example. As far as Oprah aging, I think she is a true vampire because actually it's not about aging. I feel like she looks younger. Like, again, I keep using this example. Take Gypsy Rose Blanchard, for example. As much as I don't want to bring her up because I don't like talking about her period anymore. But the fact of the matter is ever since she got out of prison and she started doing all of this elite, I want to be an elite bullshit stuff,
Uh huh.
and be the goddess, everybody around her has aged 10 years in under a year while she looks younger than ever. Just like Oprah.
Yeah. What do you think about Oprah's look now? Has everybody
She looks
seen
younger
the
than ever.
Paris fashion show
It's
where her and
weird.
Gail King went out there, and she's like 120 pounds? It looks.
It's all so weird, but at the same time, we know what it is. It's not Ozempic. It's not. You could
I mean,
say it's a
she
clone, and it
literally
very
does
well
not
could
have a
be, but
flaw on her face.
yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? You know, when we were younger, we used to always, like in the 90s and early 2000s, we'd look at people like Jennifer Aniston and be like, how did her or Celine Dion maintain their youth and their beautiful, flawless
Look at Jennifer
skin?
Aniston still today. She looks the same. I mean,
She's a
Jennifer
mad
Aniston
woman.
to me still has not aged.
She is a mad woman. But, and now we know, because they'll sit there and promote all these creams and serums and stuff. Do we even know what's really in those?
Hmm.
I've been told if you can't um, enunciate the words of the ingredients
Right.
on products, don't freaking touch it. You're likely
Moisturize,
touching something
moisturize,
bad.
moisturize, guys. Um, that has always been my biggest thing, and I don't use a
Ah,
lot of products that have, like you said, I can't really pronounce a lot. I learned a lot along the way. I
ah.
I saw YouTube where Oprah was so called receiving blood IV treatments.
They bathe in
That's
that shit. I tell you they do.
that's why things were Shorty Pie. Who was it that put that there? Short. That is why what was going on in the Einstein files. I've heard people use that for that's
That works
why
for
they
me.
were
Go
doing
for
what
it.
they were doing with the babies was
Lisa, I'm gonna let
into.
I'm gonna let you talk for a minute. I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Okay. She's like leaving Lisa. But yeah, and I know Chrissy knows a lot about that. I hate Chrissy had. I think she's so good in all of those topics. But yeah, that was the main reason of what I mean. They were basically trying to age backwards. You hear of these products, NOS. Is that what they're called? But yeah, I mean that's what the purpose of. I mean these elites. Uh, it's insane what they're thought process, and to think that you are higher than God, that we have to remember that they don't believe that there is a God. Like they are power. They believe that they can continue on like vampires, and they can reverse the time, reverse their age. I mean, it's absolutely. Hey, Kat, how are you? And I appreciate everybody, that has come in tonight, and we've just kind of had to wing things, and um, so and if you're not familiar with who I am, I think I know pretty much everybody in here. So, but I did true crime. I've been for a long time in social media, and I have like really backed down. So I was excited to join Chrissy and Trixie and Stone from Thursdays, and so we've been trying to really get a good vibe going, and we had
Yeah.
to reschedule. But I've done a lot of awareness, and then I moved over here doing true crime, more focused on missing, unsolved. But I will say that, talking with Chrissy, and just when we started doing like gypsy stuff, and then like getting into, I've always been a big advocate for human trafficking. So thank you, Shorty. And so that is something that I've kind of like. So when the files came out, are you back, Trixie?
I
You
am.
know, um, so I gotta tell y'all something really quick and funny about Gypsy, since you brought up Gypsy.
Oh,
So
Lord have
I've totally
mercy.
been done with her too. Like I don't cover her. But
She's
look,
fired.
all right, her very last thing that came out, and you guys are never gonna believe this. Okay, so one of the reasons I kind of there's many reasons why I kind of backed off, but for a while, the Gypsy was really dominating the true crime, and it was really hard to fight the algorithm. It really was in true crime. Well, anyway, so I have been doing a lot of shorts more than long form just for right now, and then joining Trixie on here. So anyway, guys, I was totally impulsive. Hollywood Tip had put out where, if you guys seen Gypsy and Reynolds, what's her name, Nicole Reynolds or whatever her name is, they're just like walking, and they're like just walking by. It looks like a hotel or something. They did all these collabs this like past weekend down in Florida or whatever, and but anyway, when they're walking, it reminded me of Kim K and Paris Hilton. Remember, Kim K used to be Natalie Reynolds, yeah. Um, Kim K used to be Paris's assistant. So like back in the early 2000s, like Kim was like looked like a little shadow with Paris, right? And Paris was tall, Kim was short. So look, when they're walking by and they're like holding hands, it looks like. And Kim used to say she would call paparazzi, like they were always ready for paparazzi. So as they're like, I'm watching this clip, this short on YouTube, it's the first thing that hit my mind. So I just impulsively responded, like I said, to Hollywood Tip, not Gypsy's stuff. I mean, not Gypsy's channel, just the tip that had it. And I just said, does this give y'all, basically I say, does this give y'all Kim K and Paris Hilton 2005 cosplay, but failed? That's all I said, guys. Now, mind you, I have been putting out videos forever. Never had a major viral, like maybe, I got like 5,000-6,000 like views, whatever. But like nothing
That's
big.
funny.
Do you know how many views I got on this, Trixie? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I
Oh
don't.
my, like 50,000 views. I said I have just
Nice.
killed my algorithm again.
That's funny.
I said, how did this happen? And it's on shorts, so shorts are not as big, like, long form. But
Yeah.
I was in shock. I
Still.
couldn't believe it. A 16-second video that just shows you. So my point is, like, it totally messed up, which is why, like, I'm so glad Trixie is doing this and fighting through, because you have to, and because it's still all over the place. which is the reason I said that is you saying like you don't cover her and and
Not to
being
be
past
vulgar
that
or
algorithm.
anything.
Do
Not to be vulgar or anything, but fuck Gypsy Rose.
right? Well,
And her
absolutely.
waddling diaper butt.
Right. And
Even walking with Natalie Reynolds, she waddles so much she looks irregular.
I just made this joke, and so you never know what's gonna go out there. I thought of all things that I've done missing kids. I've done that's what upsets me, guys. That's another point I was gonna make. Like the important things that we have put out there that goes out viral, like all the missing children, all the things that the human trafficking, that's what goes out. No, I like. I appreciate all the comment section's hilarious, guys. It really is. It's hilarious, but um, yeah, it just totally blew my mind. And this just
Yeah.
happened. I was like, great. There goes the algorithm. I just screwed it up.
Yeah, I have forced all my algorithms to push out gypsy content. Like I don't want it showing up in my feed anymore.
Yeah.
Um Before people are like, "Oh, why so sudden did you just up and quit?" It
Right.
wasn't a sudden decision. I had been contemplating this for a very long time. I'd been complaining about it for a very long time even
Mm-hmm.
because my whole purpose wasn't for money, wasn't to
Right.
make a quick buck off Dee Dee. I did get paid for my time, my research, and all the effort that I put in and the subscriptions I had to make the content for everybody. So yes, I felt like that was warranted for me to get
Right.
paid for what I've put in at least. Why
Absolutely.
why does it need to cost me money to out the winch?
And I
You
don't
know,
think people realize, really, unless you get like um, lots of views and really
and I
push,
don't.
you don't until you start getting into brands and, really big videos. I mean, like you said, you make what covers maybe going in, but it's
Yeah,
not, I
it's
don't
not.
think it's
I'm
as
not
much money as
profiting,
people think. You know what I mean?
and that's on any topic. I'm not profiting.
Right.
I've always anything extra. I've always put it back into the channel somehow. But
It is, Kathleen.
now I've gotten way off topic. We still
I
have one
know.
more on
I'm
this
so
Kelly.
sorry. I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, you're good. We still
And
got
I
one more on
wasn't
this
doing
Kitty
that to
Kelly.
plug. I was going and just telling I can't believe, like, and I did it from the Hollywood tip. I didn't even do it from hers. And we were just saying, how we were just done talking about her. And it was like, I screwed myself. I just did it
Nah,
impulsively.
you're good. You're
It
good. I
is
don't
Shorty
think.
Pie, and I agree. I was so happy to see. I didn't want her to give up at all, to push through. Trixie's very creative, and she's really good at what she does. So that's why I was excited for her to do the conspiracy things.
Kelly claims to have identified Oprah's biological father. Kelly alleges that one of Oprah's relatives supplied her with the name of Oprah's biological father and related details on July 30th, 2007. Kelly says she won't release her findings until Oprah's mother shares them with her daughter, something she reportedly refused to do.
Huh?
Well, that's kind.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Cat. I love y'all too. So that's all the Kitty Kelly stuff. There is some back history. It's called Oprah's Whole History is Bullshit. Her long lost sister is actually her daughter, if you want to hear about that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just a few weeks before ending her show in 2011, Oprah revealed that she had a long lost sister her mother supposedly gave up for adoption, and for no good reason. Yet after this child was given up for adoption, Oprah's mother had another child. And why did she name both daughters Patricia? It makes no sense. Oprah claims she had a child at 14 and the child died at birth soon afterwards. This is a smokescreen. Okay, so I told you I thought I'd read it somewhere. She had the child, and it was given up for adoption. Millionairess Oprah never bothered finding out about the child. In 2010, it was revealed in Kitty Kelly's biography that Oprah's father wasn't her real father. Both Oprah's real father and her fake father were ex-military. Kelly hinted that she had discovered a bombshell about Oprah that she couldn't reveal because it involved someone else. I believe it was Kitty Kelly who found Oprah's long-lost child. That's why Oprah ended her show the next year. It wouldn't have fitted in with her reputation. If it was exposed that in all the years she was living in luxury, her daughter was left fending for herself, Oprah was a globalist project. The whole rags to riches story is just another globalist script, which they do that in Hollywood with everybody. If they can't write a story for you, you're nothing. How else does a plain-looking girl win a beauty contest, then get a job reading the news at a local radio show at the age of 17? How else does a poor black girl end up working at some local TV news station as Kennedy cousin Maria Shriver, and they became friends? Shriver, yeah. Oprah was being groomed for her role in the globalist drama. She smoothed the way for Barack Obama. No coincidence both of them made Chicago their headquarters. In fact, they both moved to Chicago around the same time in 1984 and 1985. Oprah backwards is Harpo. Globalists always use numbers, palindromes, anagrams, and other wordplay. And it does make sense. And like I said, I was saying earlier, I wasn't trying to come off racist or anything, or prejudice or anything like that, because back in those times, she was a young African American black woman. I was really surprised that she got anywhere that she did as quickly as she did, because it was very unheard of. And I don't know if this is Oprah or her alleged daughter. I don't know. I think this is Oprah. It says Miss something.
Yeah.
But there's that picture attached to it. This is the post.
It's also been said, too, that, she claims that she was really poor and had it really, bad growing up, but really it was not that bad. She did not come.
They always have some sob story, right?
Right. That the sob story was not as sobby,
And then the very last thing that I found so far on Oprah, I didn't get to research as much as I wanted to. 2011, cops probe body of dead newborn found at Oprah Winfrey's school. Johannesburg, South Africa, February 18th, 2011. Oprah Winfrey's School for Girls in South Africa, which, why does she have one of those? It's kind of like having a ranch, right?
Right.
All girls. Is being rocked by a fresh scandal as police investigate the body of a newborn found in one of the students' bags, police said today. Sound familiar.
Right.
The baby's body was found last Wednesday in a bag the 17-year-old girl brought to a hospital where she was being treated for excessive bleeding. Police Lieutenant Colonel Longello, or whatever his name is, told ABC in a news statement. It is believed that the girl, who has not been identified, gave birth at her school, the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls, which is located outside of Johannesburg. No charges have been filed against the girl, and police will discuss the case with the Director for Public Prosecutions once the investigation had been finalized. Police Captain Shado Mashobane, I cannot pronounce these names, confirmed to local newspapers that the girl is still recovering in the hospital. A spokesperson for Winfrey's Academy in Chicago told ABC News that it would not comment on the incident because a minor was involved, which, true. You shouldn't. Winfrey's Leadership Academy has had problems in the past. Shortly after All the Girls High School opened in 2007, a school matron, Virginia Tiny Macapo, was charged with actually, I'm not going to say the word, molesting several girls. At the time, Winfrey flew to South Africa to offer a personal apology to the students and their parents, citing her own experiences with SA. Of course she did. Of course she did. Anyways, she also fired the school's headmistress. I'm not even going to attempt that name. Nothing is more serious or devastating to me than an allegation of misconduct by an adult against any girl at the academy, Winfrey said. In a statement at the time, I will do everything within my power to ensure their safety and well-being. I'm sure you did. Macapu was acquitted of the charges last October, an action which profoundly disappointed Winfrey. She said, I doubt it. Winfrey probably paid her off. I will forever be proud of the 9 girls who testified with the courage and conviction to be heard, said Winfrey in a statement. Winfrey was later sued by, still not going to attempt that name, for defamation, and the suit was settled out of court. The terms of the settlement were not revealed. Of course not, because that's just what you want the mainstream media to report.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in cahoots.
They're all in cahoots. Sonny was saying, please do a deep dive on the people who are running the system. Are you allowed to say her name on YouTube?
I mean, I still say it. The most that they do is just restrict me, if anything.
Yeah.
My monetization, they haven't.
Our first one they did. Now, the last one didn't. The last one did good.
Candace, I love Candace, but she gets struck because she is a whistleblower on a lot of these assholes, and she sees it in her readings and channelings, and they don't like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's I was talking about, when we were, like I said, with our research, when I was looking at everything with Oprah, it was very hard to I mean, like, I have like a lot of speculations, but to like bring receipts with it. When I tell you that they have worked very hard to scrub anything bad on her, I mean, they really stay on top of it, and that's why, because she's an elite. I mean, there's only so much that we can find without the receipts. It really takes people like her. It truly takes sources. I mean, like, and going back to kind of like doing the deep dive on the fall of Cabal with the like all the elites and how you start from the beginning and go down. And Chrissy had introduced me to a great video over on Rumble that starts from the beginning. Huh?
There's another one that's much longer.
It really is a great breakdown, free from deception. Hi, I think you should cover my story. It's juicy and always involves crime plus more.
Lisa.
Yeah.
That's gotcha. Sage. Okay.
Mother and little time for Oprah.
It's just like the frazzle drip.
Yeah. Thing. That's the one they got us on.
They did get that. They did get me on that one. Yeah, they got us
on that one.
But they didn't do terrible. They just reduced our monetization. They didn't completely cut us off. But what I was saying was, even on the dark web, they have scrubbed that. They have scrubbed everything on the dark web too that they don't want people to find. Because I mean, I have looked high and low for certain things, and people are finding juicy stuff off the dark web that I'm just sitting here like, how? Because I can't.
Did you read here? It says, hold on. Winfrey moved back with her mother. Lee had also given birth to Winfrey's half-brother, Jeffrey. So I guess her half-brother, Jeffrey, who died of AIDS, related cause in 89. I didn't even know that she had a half-brother, to be honest with you.
Are you talking about Oprah?
Yeah. Winfrey, she had stated, too, that she was molested by not just her cousin, but her uncle and a family friend. So three different times when she was just 9. Those were things that she had said. And do we know what Stedman? Where is Stedman? Have we seen Stedman? I mean, does anybody know where Stedman's at?
Who's Stedman?
Stedman is her partner. She never married him, but that was her. What do we want to call Stedman, guys? Stedman was to be her man back in the day when she was really in the height of Oprah Winfrey's show. Stedman was her boyfriend, and then she even said they got engaged, but they never got married. Okay, so Stedman has always been like her sidearm, lived with her supposedly the whole 9 yards. But like, I haven't seen Stedman, but she doesn't say she's not with Stedman, but we don't see Stedman.
She probably pulled an Ellen DeGeneres on him. Like with Ann Hatch, whatever he's out.
Yeah.
Apparently I say her name wrong. I'm just going to keep saying heck.
Heck. I use heck. Yeah, I know. I see what that was.
Heish. Heish is what you said. Yeah.
And Heish.
I had to think about it.
I even wrote, because someone said in the comments, and I was like, I believe because you had switched. You said Heish. You corrected it. In the thing, you corrected it in the video.
I think I eventually did, yeah. I was like, well, I'm used to heck, so.
People knew who we was talking about, and I think that's one where some say heck, some say Heish. To be honest, I hear more heck than I do Heish.
I had always heard people say heck, so that's why I went with it.
Free of deception, I have not been covering anything full time. I've pretty much taken off a long period of time, and I am just kind of whittling back in. I doing very minimal right now. I'm just getting back into live streaming, and luckily Trixie has asked me to help on the panel, which has been great. And
yeah, I haven't been covering true crime extensively. I've been covering something different, deeper.
Yeah, definitely out of that realm, but
and it's about to get religious.
Slowly making it back. Hopefully making it to podcast. I'm excited to do some things. It's just getting it together and doing it. But that's why I'm so thankful for this opportunity, Trixie. I really am, and I am excited to have people in here. That's why when I'm not like fully on top of things, I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't want the people that come in here to think that we really talk about a lot of different things.
We do.
Oprah did kind of throw me for, like, I knew some things on Oprah, and there's a lot to talk about, but at the same time, as far as on the end I was going to talk about, there's really only so much that with receipts that I can find, and but I think that you definitely have some interesting things.
See, I don't even know what turned my attention to Oprah and Phil, honestly. I don't.
Well, because we've talked about Ellen.
Right, but I don't know where I'm picking these names up out of nowhere. I'm just picking them, and I'm like, oh, this sounds good this week.
Because there was like such a triangle.
Oh, wait, our viewers picked Oprah and Phil. That's what it was.
And so thanks, guys. That's one of the hardest people to dig on. Oprah has got backup on the internet, y'all. I'm telling you. Probably more backup than anybody I've ever tried to research.
She did used to do a lot of, like, quote unquote charity work, but that's how they hide out in in public, like right in front of us. They want us to think that they're the good guys and they're just doing all these great things, when in reality, it's to divert attention. Like, okay, have you guys ever watched Breaking Bad? You know, like with Walter White and Jesse Pinkman and the
Yeah.
drug cartels and stuff like that. Okay, so it's like the cartel leader, uh, Gus, the chicken guy owner.
Uh huh.
He was hiding in plain sight. He was doing all this charity work and whatnot to make it to completely divert attention so that everyone would believe he was this good guy. And when everybody, if anybody had made an accusation that he was doing this or that, of course they wouldn't believe it.
Uh huh.
Why would they?
Right. And that's what we're learning now is how it's all been so in our face this whole time.
Right.
And the average person, like I've always had a gut instinct on Oprah. Oprah never was my cup of tea. I never, I don't know. I just always had a feeling on Oprah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I could. There's no sincerity there. I just not the
Like
way
I
that
said,
she
follow
even would
your
talk to her
instinct.
people. Do what?
Like I always say, follow your instinct.
Right. I even tried to guys look into because she was close with John Travolta, close with Cruz. So look, guys, I even went down a rabbit hole trying to find her connected in Scientology. And once I would start going down there, then it would say Oprah is not included with Scientology. They just kind of like connected her to Tom Cruise, and kind of talked about her having interviews, but she does not have any connection into Scientology. All right, then I went and looked because there was a thing with The Secret, and she really promoted The Secret and Law of Attraction. Have you guys ever heard of that movie, the show, The Secret, with Law of Attraction? There's something with her on that. But I could only go so far with that. And I'm just like, oh. Which leads me to believe that she is hiding some of the most stuff out there. There's so much hidden. Because this is one of the biggest people in the world, and we can't find anything, and everything is just like, oh, it's debunked. It's not true.
It's interesting that people think Epstein was one of the biggest players. I don't think he was even remotely one of the biggest players.
Absolutely not.
I think we just got lucky to find some stuff from him. But that's just it. It's just some stuff. It doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. Not by a long shot. What they put out on Epstein, let's say they put out those 3 million files, which we know they didn't put out a full 3 million. They kept taking and redacting, because they figured out, oh, oops, we didn't mean to put that out there. Anywho, but let's say for argument's sake, they did put those full 3 million documents out. I will tell you right now, that's probably just 1% of what's really going on, of what they all have. 1%. That's not even a slice of the pie. Not even a sliver of the damn pie. Epstein is a tiny little micro centimeter of the pie. He is a whistleblower who is also a loose end. And to a bigger puzzle here that we're going to be seeing, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately. I mean, yeah, we need to be woke, but holy cow, does this stuff not mess with people's mental health? Let me tell you what, I have cried to Lisa before, and I'm like, this stuff has messed me up. And I'm a strong person, and it's messing me up, and I'm not tooting my horn or anything. I can speak for myself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm a very strong-willed person, and I don't crack usually. But holy cow, this stuff has had me cracking the last week or two. But unfortunately, hormones have played a role too.
It'll make you just pure nauseous. It'll make you nauseous. It'll make you not trust anybody. It'll make you second guess, the world, everything. It's...
My daddy was one of the most trustworthy people in the world and the kindest people you would ever meet. If you needed help, my dad would take the shirt off of his back and help you. And he would give you his last $5 or whatever. And he didn't need an explanation as to why you needed it. That's how my father was. So when you take that man and you listen to him tell you, as his daughter, you trust no one. Not me, not family, no one. You trust God and you trust yourself. That is telling. That is very telling coming from a man like that. Somebody that you can trust and you know you can trust. But he is saying that is how deceptive the world is. Mm-hmm. Don't trust anybody. Because even family is scarier than a stranger. They molest your kids and pretend that they don't until it comes out. They molest their own or worse. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. And I'm not saying every family does that. I'm just saying within the family, somebody would do that. Mm-hmm. You know, we've all got those bad seeds and bad apples in the family somewhere.
When you really look at it, and pretty much everybody you talk to, it's almost affected just about everybody somewhere somehow, whether it was them or someone in their family. But I bet you every single person in their family, I mean every single person, someone in their family they know is connected to something. I mean it's almost like it's been all happening since the beginning of times, and it just got learned to be covered up, and just now things are just the internet in this way has been it's been a very evil thing, but it's also opened up eyes. I don't know, but it's just really it's a very sad thing because things are not what we thought. Things are what things we thought were good are bad. Life was if you were a brownie or a Boy Scout. These were things you aimed for. Nowadays, you can't be a part of these little things anymore. You got to watch your kids around the coaches. Why are people even being coaches anymore? It's like you got to question every motive. And it has made us just not trust anything.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
before
so horrible.
It was until they betray you, like just keep your guard up. But now, like if you have little ones, it used to be you could go stay the night off at your friend's house. I don't know if I don't have a little one, so I don't know if people even go and do that anymore. I don't. Things are so, huh?
It's very rare.
It's just, and this is the thing. I think it's always been like this, but we didn't know it. So that's why so many have suffered in silence, right? Like it's not like it just all appeared. Now, I went and stayed the night off. Luckily I didn't have really bad experiences. I had a pretty good childhood. I had other issues that happened, but not in that means. And so I just don't know. So that's why I do what I do. I just try to raise awareness on signs and symptoms, and I think now people are seeing it. But one thing I was going to say about Oprah too, when you were talking, was how she was related so much to Harvey Weinstein, and connected with him, and he's a big player in the files. Of course,
and if her dad and stepdad were ex-military, that gives her a connection to certain things.
Hold on, what is Shorty Pie saying about a body? Shorty Pie, did they ever find her body?
Yeah, I have no idea what that's in reference to either.
Oh, hold on. She said, did y'all hear about Jarvis Butt? He's the one they essayed and murdered. Let's see here. He offed himself in prison. I think I know what she's talking about.
I'm not, the name Jarvis sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not too up on that though. Yeah, I'm not either.
I'm still on information overload over this stuff. I'm going to be completely honest.
Who are some people, since it's kind of a smaller group in here tonight, who are some people that um do you, Trixie, I guess I should ask you, is there any main direction that you want to go in? I mean, I know you're doing one-on-ones with people to where it's pre-recorded and it'll be very, um,
I'm still working on the Titanic video. I know it's been slow. Intentionally that's been slow.
mhm.
Uh because I wanna do that justice for one. I want to put out a good video about that.
Right,
I don't care if it gets no views. I want
right.
to do it justice because there was a
Very
lot of
much so. I
victims that
understand
were
that.
innocent on there. Um, but I'm continuing one-on-ones. I think I'm gonna do Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk with you.
Okay.
Um, I I don't know what I'm doing with True Chrissy yet. I'm hoping to network a little more and have other broader discussions
Uh-huh.
with others as well about things that they want to talk about regarding all of this or relating around it. Um,
Uh-huh.
and then we have the conspiracies that we're trying to prove because right now there's so much going on. Like, I'm incredibly fascinated with the Book of Enoch at the moment
Okay.
and talking about the petrifying of the giants and the trees and, all that's part of prophecy. And I think with that alone and translating the Ethiopian Bibles, the books or whatever, and
Right.
putting them out there in a way that's more understanding will help open people's eyes more to what's going on with all these conspiracies and Epstein and the elites and be a little more mindful of their surroundings to know that for all you know, your granddaddy could be the world's most evil person
Hmm.
and you never knew, never
Yeah.
suspected. And then, your eyes are now open so you can see that because the mask is slipping. Let's take this for an example, right? We see these elites for what they are now that we've all been waking up. They looked
Uh-huh.
like beautiful, normal people to us. Like they were just high maintenance and whatnot. Now they're starting to look ruggedy.
Right.
Really ruggedy to us. Why? Because we're awake. We're seeing the masks slip.
Right.
The whole time their masks have been slipping, but we've been asleep, so we didn't notice.
Right.
We just saw them. The whole point is to push the movement of people waking up and trying to save as many as we can
Hmm.
because they eternal damnation is real.
Uh-huh.
You don't even have to be religious to know that. And to be honest with you, I want to see everybody make it into the pearly gates. And I know not everybody will. I don't want people to suffer for eternity. Just to have some sort of gain on earth while they're here. This isn't paradise. This isn't eternal. This isn't forever.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
if you want a few years of good, whatever, money, vacations, adultery, all the crap that they've been pulling, it's not worth eternal damnation of burning. It's
Hmm.
not. You think because you're dead, it doesn't matter? It does. You're going to suffer. And you're passing this off to those that are still here on earth. But fortunately, this is the end. Nobody's going to be on earth anymore once the end is here. And it's near. So there's
Hmm.
not going to be any more to corrupt. get right while you can. Hit your
I think
knees
that
and you
I'm
say a
going to take
prayer.
the aspect of that is um, I think people are stuck how to move forward, um, how to make this shift, because they how to shift this energy. I think that it is such a miss, and I think this is where it all starts. People feel like that you have to have have a PhD behind your name,
No,
or
you don't.
no, you don't. I feel that we are all here. I think people all bring something to the table, and so like from day one, my passion has when I got into social media, I've always been more on um, the more spirit. If you had to choose where I was, I would say more spiritual. I mean, I always had ribbon board, prayer board every Friday. I have 7 years of prayers. I have 7 trifolds. I have thousands of prayer ribbons. I don't even know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm never throwing them away. I could cover my whole wall in ribbons from social media where I used to have people. But what I'm saying
Yes,
is,
Kathleen. Yes.
I feel that there is a need for people to go that are just lost. I think a lot of us, over these last few years, and now everything just coming out and where we're at are. And I think that having someone like you helping people understand, and then people, I think everybody brings, so you doing things that help people understand, me touching on different subjects that kind of help you where you're at and shifting and making spiritual connections. Because I'm like with you, I feel the same. I feel like that, really, that is our position, is to lead people to the right way, and to,
Lead people closer to
whatever.
God in heaven. Yes.
That's right. I mean, because
And
that there is no alternative.
a
I mean,
lot of
there
that,
is, but you don't want that.
a lot of what you're saying here, though, is, and I'll help you with that. Because I'm in that boat with people sometimes too. But a lot of it is living in fear. Too many people are living in fear. Yes, the world is very scary. People are scary, but you cannot live in fear. You cannot be afraid of dying. You cannot be afraid of what's coming. You have to give it to God, and you have to let Him be in control. As long as you give that to God, you don't have anything to fear.
That's
He
right.
is he is your pilot. He will control everything for you. Yes, you can live in worry. You can have those freakouts like any normal sane person will, because I still have them. But
Right,
also
those things are normal, but you can definitely, if you have a platform, and it doesn't, like, I'm not gonna have this big, huge spiritual platform,
right.
where I have all the answers. But I think that, I mean, I've always kind of
I'm always open for
guided
discussion with it.
guided things, guided
Yeah.
my stuff has been, I mean, up until like when I was even doing true crime at the end, I would do ribbons, or I always brought, at the end of the day, I always brought, God into things, and that's just, but that's what helped me become who I changed. I'm not who I was in my 20s, and um, but anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that that's a good thing that you're on. I think people
Yeah.
want to hear. You have to kind of, for people to understand, kind of start from the beginning. Um, Still confused about the Masons. My Christian father was one and wouldn't speak of it. So, Grow with Followers, I will tell you that that is something that I really want to talk about, because
If you want to
my
talk about the
father was
Freemasons,
a
yeah.
Mason. My grandmother was the Eastern Star. My mom was a Rainbow Girl, and my uncle was a D Malaya. Now, when you hear
Yeah.
all that, people are like, because there's so much conspiracies and controversies and things
I'm happy
about the
to schedule that.
Freemasons.
Yeah. I'm
Now,
happy to schedule that for like maybe next Thursday or something. We can talk about the Freemasons
yeah,
and get into all
there's
that.
so much, but I will tell you that your grandfather, just like mine, I'm going to tell you, mine was a very Christian, base. I can remember being at things with my grandma when these things are talked about, and it's even stated, this is not about your grandfather's Masonic Lodge. The ones, now, technically there could be some stuff down the line that stem, but that is not who they're talking about. And that's where the confusion gets, okay? Because they're hearing these words. The elites now, with the Freemasons and the 33rd, Chrissy would know. Chrissy's so good with this type of stuff. She's like my reference, you know.
And she's
but
been
I
quiet
really
lately.
started looking into it because I'm like, was I blinded? Because gosh, if you like we say, you know people and you think, but when I tell you so deeply that I know that my grandfather and my granny and my mom was a rainbow girl, when I tell you the most, my mom was the most. And she has dementia now. Even with let me tell you, let me give you a good excuse. Even with dementia, my mom is so wholesome and so sweet that even dementia could not pull, because her relationship with God was so strong. Can't even pull that out of her. I mean, she doesn't even know me, and I'll ask her, does she know God? And she'll say yes, or she knows Jesus. And she still has that humbleness about her, that sweetness about her, that kindness, that like that couldn't even be sucked out of her. That, because that's her soul. That's how deep. And not saying if somebody has some dementia they're combative, but I'm telling you, don't feel like you had bad grandparents and bad, because you hear these. So those are definitely, stick with us, girl. What we will touch on that, because I feel like for the defense of even my family and for many others, it can be misconstrued, and I don't want people to think like I had beautiful grandparents. And what do you mean my grandpa was? No, a lot of this applies to the elites, you know, and no. So that's what I can tell you. People are, like I said, people can believe all they want. I think I grew up with it, so I think I know a little bit about it. I have gone through some boxes. I have my grandfather's Bible. I have things, so I think that will be interesting to bring as well. I'm fascinated by the giants. They can be found in the Bible many times.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to be reading more about that with the Book of Enoch soon.
Is there anybody into Bigfoot?
No.
Does
but
anybody?
I know
I'm not a Bigfoot person.
The only Bigfoot I've ever heard about.
But my son's girlfriend or fiance, she is. I'm gonna show you something though. This is right by our house.
The only Bigfoot I've ever been made aware of is from a Goofy movie.
Right. I mean, so I sent this over because this was like right around the corner, and somebody said, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so it doesn't show my actual, because it really says like our town. Well, Varnum Town's not my town. So anyway, it says, what is this? I seen this creature in Varnum Town this morning. This area is becoming stranger by the day. And it's not AI. It's not, I don't know what it is. I mean,
yeah.
We live by the beach, but so this is them, and this is like our, like towns, but anyway, look, you guys, I'm going to show you this. This is out their car window. If you make it smaller, you can see they're in the window. See the window? But look at this. I mean, I don't know if it's just made as a joke, but it was in our, like, town.
Hey, it's possible.
Like,
I know Sasquatch exists.
Look. And that, it's over by the creek. It is. And it would, but what I'm saying, I'm trying to think, like, you know, like you have, like, a town hall page, like, with Facebook and stuff like that. This is what it was in. It looks like Harry and the Hendersons. It does look like that. But yeah,
unfortunately,
so
they exist. They exist.
Crazy. So I don't know. I sent it to my son though. I was like, let his girlfriend know, because she's always talking about, like, she watches that show Expedition or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about, where they talk about these different things like Bigfoot and so anyway, I was like, let him know they're looking for your he's looking for your property. But they just bought a bunch of property. And so I don't know, guys, but that was right. This was the other day. So I know they were always looking for him. If that's Bigfoot, he's right around the corner, guys. I don't know what that was, because I was like, it's AI or so. And that's another subject, guys, I think should be discussed, is the like AI stuff.
Yeah, I know Chrissy
Because
wants to discuss
everything
that too.
now.
Okay, let me see. So we did Dr. Phil, Oprah, and Ellen. We did the Titanic. Okay, Freemasons is 1 week. AI is another. We'll let that be Chrissy's bitch rant.
About what?
I told you she needs a bitch rant sometimes.
Oh, I thought there was a certain thing you said for her bitch rant.
No, she can make it whatever she wants, and that's probably going to be it.
And I always tell her, like, this is your time to shine in the world, because right now everything that she's been talking about for years is coming to light, and this is where she, like, get her channel up and going. This is her time to...
Yes. Because I told her, I was like, there's going to come a day where you're going to be doing lives or just talking, and you're going to want your channel, because now she and I are kind of branching off in different directions a little bit. Not entirely, but just a little bit. And yeah, I mean, we're still partnered and good.
Right. I know that I've got something that I'm going to kind of talk about. And, you know, like you were, I mean, it's something you could do here, or, I mean, it's, I think that we have a lot going on in politics, and I'm really not a huge person to be in politics, because I think, once again, we're going back to the elites, guys. It doesn't matter. I think that's so my whole point of getting into it was for people to realize that it's really not the right or the left, guys. It really isn't. It's the elites versus us. And when I mean us, just your average Joes, you know,
Yep.
The non-elites. It's the elites versus the non-elites. And so I have been putting some information together about that. And let's see here. I was pulling up my notes that I had, and I was going to ask you. Like, basically, you know, when people hear the word conservatism, and about it being like a value system versus when people hear conservatism, they think Republican, right? So,
Yep.
so it's
Kinda
kind
like
of
liberal and
speaking
Democrat,
on
yeah.
that of a value system. And it's very interesting kind of where that goes. Let's see. I had some here. Oprah Winfrey controversies. I tell you, Oprah was a hard one, guys. Let's see here. Is there anything that, yes, I believe they exist, but I have not heard any stories from them lately. Only shapeshifters, we call them Capri here in the Phils.
Yeah, she's in the Philippines. That's Paul's girlfriend, if you...
Oh,
Or
yeah.
wife,
I love
yeah.
listening to them. I learn a lot listening to them. I do. I really do. Because, you know, I'm kind of like, I'm very open-minded. So I love to listen to these stories, because I'm not one that's like, oh, I mean, the
Yeah.
Oprah and Candace Owens thing, that was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I
I
could see
find that
it,
one fascinating. I
but
do.
I mean, and I'm always like, oh, like I don't think like, oh, I'm right, you're
Okay,
wrong. I mean, I'm always open to it.
maybe Candace is Oprah's long lost daughter. Patricia.
Could be,
There you go.
could
There's
be.
you guys another conspiracy theory that
There
I'm
you
not going to
go.
prove today.
But I think, and this, like, so what if, what do you, well, I mean, this, I mean, now this is on your channel. I was just kind of thinking, like, what if we looked at it kind of backwards? Like, we came up, or like the conspiracy theories, like people in here, there's certain things that they've questioned. So then we kind of went in, because, you know, we have Chrissy and Stone too. Like, what if we got the theories and then I mean, we have the people, so it's either like we have the people and then we go over what what conspiracies surround them, or we go with conspiracies and then pull out who's involved in the conspiracies. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like for instance, I'm just gonna throw this out here just to give the example. Okay, the moon landing would be the conspiracy. So then we would go to the moon landing, do the research. That's when we would pull out Buzz Aldridge and like all the people that were involved to make the moon landing happen, and then how it came out. Or okay, the ultra, what's the ultra? MK Ultra. You
Yeah.
know, like what that was, and then who was involved with that.
I know a
You
lot
know
of
what I'm
them are
saying?
really hard to prove, but yeah. And then we have
Like
to be
pick out
careful
the
because
conspiracy and then find the people in them. I mean, what do you
yeah.
think about that? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying do it. I'm just, it's your show,
Yeah.
girl. I'm down for whatever you want to do.
If I can have some examples later on how you're envisioning that, I could see it more clearly. That's more of a one-on-one conversation with you and me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Like with
So I was just thinking if
Christine.
there's any big conspiracies out there right now that people are like,
Mm.
like the Erica Kirk thing. That's a big thing going on right now. There's two
She's
different
so
things going on
evil.
with her. So
She's so evil, and we're gonna have that discussion. Mark my
you know, I'm
words.
so
We are going
excited
to have
for that one.
discussion.
That one, guys, is going to be very organized, and it will be like I'm
She's
so
an
ready
evil.
for that one.
See you next Tuesday.
Yes.
Ugh. And I have been saying that from the jump. And my poor father, may he rest in peace. I feel so bad because the day before he passed away, I was sitting there telling him, Dad, your little Miss Erica Kirk is an evil SOB. And he's like, nah, she's a good person.
Talk about one that fooled us. That
Leave
would
it to
fool
my
people.
father to see the good in people. But, you know, my mom saw it at first too. She was fooled, but now she's realizing how evil
I
she
think
is.
everybody. I don't think that she had so much power of fooling because people really loved Charlie. And so you
I
want to
still
believe
do.
that Charlie would not, but now we're realizing this isn't even about Charlie believing in someone. Charlie was played too, you know. So anyway, that's
Was
a whole
he?
nother
That's
thing.
something we're gonna talk about because
Yeah.
now I'm questioning some things. But you know,
Yeah.
yep, that's gonna be a one-on-one discussion between me and her that we're eventually gonna get done.
Now, are
I
we
gotta
gonna
get this.
pre-record that one?
Yes, because I
See, you
gotta
guys
get
will
this
love
Titanic
that.
one
We
done
won't be all over the
first.
place.
Yeah,
I
no.
won't be all over the place, I should say.
Now, because no matter how off topic it gets, I can organize it and edit it.
Right, exactly. And I think that's, you know, I know someone, hold on. Yes, I believe they exist, but I have, okay. I know someone who saw one by a cave in Iowa. She was on a horse and the horse startled and took off running. See, there has been sightings. I mean, they've had major, that's what I'm wondering, like, what was that? I mean, it was big enough where they wanted to put it in our town thing, you know?
I don't
Like, it
doubt
wasn't
it.
AI meeting, you know?
People
like they
are
wanted to put it.
people are saying they're seeing the giants, spotting the giants. They're trying to come out of the caves, but then they're hiding again.
Wow. See, that's a whole nother thing. I don't know much about giants. I don't know about.
You know
I
what's
feel like I
crazy?
don't know
Are you?
anything anymore.
Do you know what Devil's Tower looks like?
Uh-uh. What?
Okay,
What?
so
Devil's Tower?
yeah.
No.
Let me pull it up real quick. When I was 2 years old, we went on a family vacation in a huge circle, and Devil's Tower was one of the places we visited. I still have images of me standing partly on Devil's Tower while my family climbed most of it. But
Uh-huh.
it's mostly like a petrified tree trunk. Now let me show you.
I mean, is there different ones, or is it just a
It's
particular?
just one.
Okay.
So,
Oh, and it's in Wyoming or
I
where?
may
Or
it could have been.
Montana?
I don't remember. We went to. Okay, we went in a big circle. We went from Missouri all the way up to South Dakota and Wyoming, and then came through Colorado and Kansas and back home.
Uh huh.
It was like a 2 week thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could have been. I
So
was two
you've
years
been
old.
on this right here, is what you're talking about?
Uh huh. I have pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, somewhere.
And why is it called this? Do you know? I don't know.
Let's see. How did Devil's Tower get its name?
Let's see here.
Believed to be a mistranslation of the Lakota name Bear Lodge. Early European settlers misinterpreted the name, associating it with the word devil. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The tower was designated as the first national monument. I have a feeling this is lying, to be honest with you. I do. Especially since it's considered a petrified tree trunk from the giants. So it's a tree trunk, Kathleen. You see something like that in the Dead Sea Scrolls too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I from what I've been told, it's supposed to be revealed in the Book of Enoch, which I have that PDF of the whole book. And I am praying it's correctly translated.
Charlie has did a lot of information on the Book of Enoch. I'm gonna look up his stuff about that in the Book of Enoch,
Yeah.
just to kind of get it'd be interesting, like what he says, what you find, like other people too, not just him. But I know specifically he talks about the Book of Enoch.
So I looked at the Dead Sea Scrolls, and oh my gosh, they really are in pieces, and they are so hard to. Beautiful, don't get me wrong, but gosh, it's so hard that I wish I had the intelligence and education behind me to be able to, unravel those things. Have you seen them?
The what?
The scroll pieces from the Dead Sea Scrolls.
I don't
Give me
think so.
give me just a second. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. I sent it.
Some
I sent
stuff,
it to.
y'all, I don't even know what y'all are talking. That's why I say I go in that group chat and I'll just be scrolling and I'm like, what? I just like was learning about mermaids from them the other day. I was like, I didn't even know. I'm just like,
I sent it to Paul, and I was like, I think you'll love. Oh no, I may not. It may be in
I
the
love
chat.
learning things and hearing other like especially from other places in the world. I mean, education is such power, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's so great to learn things and understand. Um, but I think the bottom line with a lot of these conspiracies or things that we're hearing now, that it truly does start at the very, now there's difference. I'm talking of biblical stuff versus like what's going on in our country right now, and I mean some stuff does cross, but I think the best thing I could have read to break it down easy was watch was like the downfall of Cabal, because it breaks down like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and This, what's the other ones? The ones that own the bank reserve, or no, that's the Rockefellers. Um, there's two more. Isn't there two more? Because I'm trying to think. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Soljacks.
Uh,
Is there three or four of them?
I have a list of them somewhere. Real quick, I'm going to show you this before I forget. But this is what a lot of them look like.
Okay.
These scrolls.
Oh wow. So how were you able to translate that?
I am not.
Oh.
I
Oh,
am, yeah.
that's not what you're translating.
No, that's not one of the Mechabians ones. I can show you one of the Mechabians. Give me a second. I have it somewhere.
But I even think like talking about one at a time, like talking about the Rockefellers and like the whole line of them, I think is something that's neat to hear. Like breaking down who they are, what they come from, what all they're responsible for today, and then like the Rothschilds, what they did, and like what all these big elites that started with and what they represent today, who's involved with them, who's connected, and it
The only
really
reason
does put it all together.
the
As
only
a,
reason I don't talk about them is because I know I may be a small channel, but I'm not looking to die.
well, I'm saying the information that's out there, we don't have to dig up secrets and shit. I'm just saying
But it's
that,
me. Come on, are you kidding
like,
me? It's
there's
me.
pictures with Erica, with Nicole Rothschild, Rothstein.
I believe
I
that.
say Rothstein.
So this is what I've been translating. So this is in a different language in a sense. Some of it's been translated in English, but you see certain things that haven't been. And I'm putting it in my own. So this is actually clean right here, but let me see if I can find a.
So you're like putting it? Are you putting it like in a timeline, or just numbering as you go along? Is that how you're doing it?
So okay, like you know how you have the Bible and it's worded like you're reading Shakespeare.
Uh huh.
It's like really hard to understand what they're saying in those times.
Uh huh.
And then you have something called like a teen version Bible where it's in modern day
Right.
text.
Right.
That's what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
this isn't even completely in English either. This is still partly in another language. So like right here the JAH, that's God.
God.
That
Yeah.
translates to God.
Yeah.
So, you know, things like that. Like I'm translating what I can a little bit. Like right here is Jacob, Abraham, and someone else, you know. This is actually like 4 or 5 different names.
Uh huh.
So, like things like that. This is what I'm putting it into, and I can show you what it looks like. One second, because I did create a PDF manuscript out of it. I've also got the Book of Jubilee and Enoch too. But let me share this. If I can find, there it is. It keeps moving screens on me. Quit moving screens. I did it again. There we go. Okay. So it looks like this when I'm done with it. I've broken it down
Okay.
to where it's
There was
easier
a
to
man
read and understand.
named
See
who
Satan.
loved sin.
See
He boasted the abundance
see Satan. It's hard to say the names, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Who loved sin. He boasted in his abundance of his horses, the strength of his army, and the authority under the rule.
So I have created a manuscript where it's more understanding of what it's saying. So And then at the end of each chapter, I am explaining what it means. Like, Siru Satan is a leader that is evil in the long run. He wants to tell them to sacrifice animals, humans, or risk dying. Just like, you're going to die if you don't. You're going to lose everything if you don't. So that's where I'm at. I'm only 2 chapters in so far, and reading and, recording it and talking about it. So I'm going to put that out, I'm hoping tonight, because I did edit it as I was recording it, which is really hard to do, but I did it.
Now,
So-
and what are you, so, and you're going to read it?
I have already began. I'll show you what I'm doing with that too. To give everybody a general idea, because it's going to come out more like a audio / podcast, but it will have images. So I can show you what that looks like real quick.
Okay.
So here's my folder. Here's chapter 1. I've recorded the audio and such. And here are some imageries that are not realistic. I don't want them to be realistic because I don't want them flagged, right?
Right.
So I wanted to pick images that were relating to the text being read. And I'm going to pick and choose what is appropriate. Like this is probably not going to make the cut. Because it's like, hold on. It didn't switch screens. Let me switch it. This one's not going to make the cut because obviously it's too gory, even though it's, not realistic, a realistic image. It is a created one. But, for example, like that. But that's to give the viewers something to help stimulate their minds while they're listening to the story. And the first chapter is really strong. It blew my mind. Reading the first chapter, it sounded exactly like what we're watching unfold with the Epstein stuff. The child's trafficking and sacrificing, and the elite system, the ruler, and things like that. It dove straight into that, and I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
But now it's starting to explain a little bit more on chapter 2, and there's so much to it.
Yeah.
So far, the first book is like 160 some odd pages of the manuscript that I created. It was originally 66 pages, but because of how I created it, it came out to like 166 because it's spaced out a lot more.
You know what? You're really smart to do, things like that, and you're a little smarty pants. But
I try to be
takes
creative.
a lot of time, and
I just want to understand what I'm living through.
And that's good. What time of the day do you do stuff like this?
Usually after work, but just whenever.
When's the best time you do work? Like, when's the best time you work on things like this?
Like last night, I started around midnight all the way until 3 a.m.
Till 3 a.m.?
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm feeling motivated, but I was, it was just a weird time for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just whenever I feel like it, honestly.
Just when you feel like it?
I've been feeling less than motivated lately, but this actually feels motivating. I think this is the direction I was looking for.
That's good because, it takes people, it goes back to what your channel's going to be about. And
this is a better explanation.
Does go into things,
I was struggling.
Is different from when you're really putting a video together and putting things together.
And you guys got a little bit of an insight on what it is, my thought process is. Because, like, for me, Lately it's been information overload, which is why I haven't been putting out any content, because I'm sitting here like I feel
Oh,
so
I'm
completely
all over the
lost.
place, right?
It's just it's so much. It's information overload. I'm like, I don't even know how to pick a topic.
Right.
It was driving me absolutely freaking bonkers.
Yeah.
But with this, when I realized last night that this is something I could do,
Right.
I was like, this is the direction I need to go in.
It'll
Yes,
start.
100%.
It will
And I
start
think
guiding you.
I think with as quickly as I was able to record and edit at the same time last night,
Mhm.
all I got to do is drop some of these images, export it, upload it. I can have one out every single day.
See, Paris Hilton's sister Nicole is married to a Rothschild. See, that's what I'm saying. Like breaking down,
Yeah.
like where they all come from and how it all intertwines. I think is very interesting for people, and I think once people understand that, I know
Yeah.
that things really clicked on other subjects that I've looked at. When I started, I was like, that's why, and
So, so, Stone and I touched very briefly on the elites, especially the higher elites like the Rothschilds and whatnot on the Titanic video. It's
yeah.
in there. I mean, if that's a subject people really want us to get into, we can talk about them, but don't expect me to dive deep into them because I really don't want to die. I don't.
There's a lot of people that talk about them. I mean, unless you start pulling out things right now and going after them, I mean, there's some, yeah. I mean,
No, I'm good. I have no desire to fight with them
and
because I will
and
lose.
like, I mean, you're not pulling a Candace Owens and like pulling out the Macron stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, let them be their enemy.
right?
I'm
They
just here
can do that,
to
but I think it
report
will
what's out
help
there
the
on the
public to
surface.
understand things.
I'll push all day long that they're evil. That's okay. I'm just
I
not going to go
think
into
that
detail.
I would like to do like a on my channel like as videos a series on something. I like the series where I start from because I guess I'm kind of like from that like when we were talking about Oprah stuff, like I wanted to kind of like Dr. Phil, like I wanted to know from the beginning, like how did they, only because that's how my mind works, like I have to know, okay, if we're talking about them, I need to know how did they connect, like from the beginning. So, and
Yeah.
I talk a lot, but I think that um well, I knew we were going to go in different directions tonight, and then it became me and you, and I was just like, oh no, what direction are we going in? And what are we doing? But I love that we, you know what, we show up, and that's what happens, and that's what we do. And,
Right.
you know, you still had great information, and, um, and I think that no matter what, as long as you show up and you keep showing up, like, it's all coming together, right? And you learn, and, um, but yeah, like I like to watch series, and I think people like that, and I think that might would work because I'm not an editor, so you know, I
I
can
like
show
I
little
told you, if you
receipts,
guys
but
aren't
you're good at editing,
editors, I
huh?
was gonna say for those that sorry, for those that aren't good at editing, like I told Christine, do lives.
Yeah.
Be a live hopper.
Hmm.
People love that. I mean, okay, take Hello Starlight for example. She doesn't put content out. She does lives.
I love live streaming. I love it. I love to have a crowd in. I'm a talker. I love, that's what I love. I love live
Yeah.
streaming. That's what I was for so
And some
long.
people, that's what some people prefer. You know, like
Hmm.
Kathleen. Yeah, Kathleen supports all of us.
I
And
love,
she
yeah,
shows
I
that. I
love
love
live
Kathleen.
streaming.
Yeah. And
So,
she loves her life. So I think, Lisa, this has been a good discussion. I'm actually going to go ahead and end it. I have to use the little girl's room again.
yeah,
I am
that's
drinking
fine.
way too much
That's
water.
fine. And I think, and I really appreciate, I just want to say to everybody that you stay, I think it's great that you have people that come in and support. I'm going to tell you what, it doesn't matter on like, whether people are very what I've learned as a content creator, some days you can be so structured and it can be bam bam bam, and then I feel like today that like we had all these ideas, and like, you know what, we still showed
I
up,
didn't
and
have
I,
very many ideas. I'll
well,
be
and I
honest
had
with
some,
you.
you know, and I really thought we were gonna dig like a little bit more into some stuff
I was
that I
helpful.
wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
But that's okay though, because everybody
We
needs to put their
opened the
family first
door.
and their health first, and
Yeah.
so things happen, and I think it's great that people still come, even.
We love you too, Kathleen.
Thank you, and thank you so much. So, but yeah, I mean, I think today was still great. I think you still had some great information, and I think are we back to next Thursday now, starting
Yeah.
next week?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do the
Okay.
Freemasons next Thursday. I'll come up with something for that.
You want to do that next Thursday?
We can, unless you guys want Chrissy to have her bitch rant for AI. Which we
Well,
can
I
do
was
that
gonna. Well,
instead.
I'm
It
saying
doesn't
because
matter.
I mean, I can show up on there. I'll explain later. I don't know if I can do because that's some pretty deep research. But anyway,
We'll talk about it. That's fine. We can at least scratch the surface if we need to. I just know
right.
people have asked about the Freemasons multiple times.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, we definitely can get into it. I mean, I think
and I
that's one
know
that will be.
I know Stone has a lot to say about the Freemasons too, I believe.
Yeah,
So,
and so if we all four, I mean, I think it'd be great. I mean, and if I ever wanted to do something my own with that, I could. But yeah, I mean, I'm down for it,
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
You
For
know,
sure. All
so
right. Well, it has been fun. Thank you guys, and we
thanks.
will see you
Sorry
all
about the
next
beginning too.
Thursday.
With the, I
That's
don't know
okay.
why I was drawing a blank and couldn't get unmiked. I don't know the
No,
echo,
that's
but
okay. I was like, well, yeah, I'll have to just mute you and start because I was sitting there looking silly for a
I
minute.
know. I'm so sorry, but
It's
it worked
okay.
out. And
Yeah, I don't blame you. It
thank
happens.
you. Have
All
a
right.
great night, honey.
Have a good night, dears.
All right.